So, just started to notice that the beard, if you could call it that, is getting a little patchy. So, I think I'm gonna shave that off today as well. So, I'll get rid of that because that's starting to go and looks pretty bad at this point. So, all right, here I go. All right, done. All right, I'm gonna go to the gym. So I just buzzed the last little bit. So did it myself. No one else was here today. So I think I did a pretty good job. Look at the back. Looks pretty smooth. So the only next level, I guess, is to actually shave it. I don't know if I'll do that. This is pretty easy. So for now, we did that. Still have the eyebrows, but pretty gone now. So getting ready to go to the gym. So figured I'd just get rid of that altogether. The last little bit of peach fuzz I had on top. So all right, here we go. All right, so I shaved with the buzzer down to the lowest level a couple days ago. So I think I'm gonna try to actually shave it today. Completely bald, there's a little bit of fuzz. And I've got a little bit of hair growing back on my beard too, so I figured I'd do the whole thing and try that out for the first time. So here I go. So, as I'm doing this, so yesterday was my last chemo until after Christmas. So, when I go in for chemo, in the morning, the first thing they do is they take a blood test. So, what they do is they check to make sure that my platelet levels and my white blood cell counts and all the other stuff that they're checking for. So they do that because normally chemo typically decreases your immune system. That's kind of the whole point. That's why the hair falls out. And what they're trying to make sure is that it doesn't get too low. So there's a normal level and then there's a level for chemo. And so they check that it doesn't go too far below the normal chemo level as well. So for my white blood cells, my platelets were low last week. And they suggested one of my oncologists suggested taking some oil. I forget which one it is. So I bought some pills to take every day with meals. I'll look it up what it is after what oil it was. Flaxseed? It wasn't flaxseed. It was something else. Anyway, I'll look it up. And so those were fine. When I went back this time, my platelets were good. Back up to normal levels. But my white blood cell count was down this week. So low enough that what happens is if it gets too low, what they do is the nurse who's administering the chemo has to call the doctor and give him the numbers, and then it's up to him to determine if I should take chemo that week or not. So it was too low, so she had to call the doctor, but the doctor said, okay, let's do it anyway. So the problem with low white blood cells is easy for infection, right? So I'm susceptible to getting colds and flus a lot easier and high temperatures and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go talk to him on Monday as well, doing that on Monday. He wants to review the blood work with me as well. But then just kind of avoid people, just be extra cautious around, washing hands and don't touching people and all that kind of stuff. So, not a big deal, pretty typical, but it's just kind of one of those things that happens. So, like I said, this is my last chemo until the new year. I'm going up to my brother's in a couple of weeks for Christmas, which is going to be cool. Back to Lab City in Newfoundland. So we're all looking forward to that. And so next week as well, before we go, again, talking to the doctor with my blood and stuff, just to make sure everything's good before we leave. And then the other thing we're doing Monday next week is I'm getting an MRI and a CT scan of my body, more or less. Most of my lung, I guess, but probably everything, just to see how things are progressing. You know, make sure that all the stuff we've been doing is having a positive effect. The tumor's growing and hasn't shrunk, or it's shrinking. It hasn't spread or anything like that as well. So that's kind of the other thing. So I was gonna go into work. Today's Wednesday, so I'm going down for hyperthermia once Krista drops the kids off at school. And then tomorrow I was gonna go into work. I feel really great today, actually. So awesome. Still fasting. I'll start eating a little bit of food tonight. And then Thursday I was gonna go back into work. That's kind of been my routine the last couple of weeks. But with my blood count, my white blood cell count being low, I might not actually go into work just to avoid people. So we'll see how that goes. So to be honest, now that I've got my head, all the hair gone, I'm kind of liking it. No odd bumps on my head. I was telling someone the other day, I have to thank my mom. She didn't drop me. No weird bumps. It's pretty even. So actually, I think I'm kind of liking it. Looks kind of cool in a way. So, you know, I think initially it's one of those things with cancer that it's, you know, it's kind of the, I guess, iconic things. You know, obviously, and it's a pride thing. Obviously, you don't want to, change your appearance, what people are thinking of you, and stuff like that. And I think for me, I did it as kind of a transition, right? I did the buzz cut, and then it's like, okay, that's not too bad. Then kind of gradually got more and more and stuff. But now that I've been doing it, it's kind of like how it looks to some degree. I don't know how long if I'm gonna shave it completely bald, how that's gonna work, because that's a little bit more work than actually doing the buzzer, the clippers. But yeah, I'm kind of, I'm gonna do this. There we go. I think I might have to get Krista to help me when she comes back. I'll just kind of eyeball it for now. Yeah, so I'm kind of liking it for now. It's getting a little bit colder here, so I've got some beanies and some toques and stuff, but it's not that bad yet. It's supposed to rain again today. I don't know, maybe it looks better on the video than on what I can see here. Just trying to make sure I haven't missed any major spots. Oh, the other thing, which I've heard before as well, is obviously it's supposed to grow back once we stop the chemo and stuff. But I've heard from people too, it grows back differently. One of the guys I work with was telling me he has a sister-in-law that went through chemo as well and lost all of her hair and stuff. And when it came back curlier than before. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe it'll come back as a shaggy something shaggy or a different color, who knows? Or maybe it won't come back at all. I remember my brother when he started losing his hair, just going bald, he said he shaved it off and then he tried to grow it back and it all came back all weird and patchy. So I don't know if that'll happen, but again, it's only hair. And again, I think it's easier for guys too. So I mean, I think bald is actually kind of cool and trendy now to some degree. So I think, if it was, if you were a girl, I think it's obviously a much bigger deal when you lose your hair, right? But I think for a guy, it's not that big a deal. Smells good. Feels pretty good. I think there's... I'll get Krista to check it when she gets home. But there it is. There we are. All right. Not that drastic of a change actually from the low buzz cut. So it makes me look like who's the bad guy in Superman? Can't remember his name. Anyway, reminds me of him. All right, that's it. Bye, guys.